just going to go over increases and decreases with you quickly. So I've just got this little piece from the last video that I just did. So I'm just going to continue to work in singles and then I'll go on to doubles. So hopefully you can see clearer where the increases and the decreases are. So chain one, we're going to flip it over. I'm going to increase in the first and the last stitches. So if you've watched, oh sorry, kicking things. If you've watched my heart video, I increase at the start and end of each row until I get 12 stitches. So you will be familiar with this if you've watched that one. So I'm going to go into this first one and work a single crochet. I'm going to go back into this one and work another single crochet. So I have created an increase in this stitch by placing 2 stitches in there instead of just the one. I'm going to do one in here, one in here, one in this one, and then this is my last one here. I'm going to place 2 in here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So if you're ever working a piece and you wonder why it starts growing out the way, it's because you're increasing somewhere. See how the edges will just start naturally going up if you're placing an increase at the ends. Even in the middle, it'll start to bulge out slightly. That's why it's very important, if your piece needs a certain amount of stitches, count as you go, or stop at the end of the row, count back, check that you've got enough. If you don't, look for gaps where you've maybe missed one, or pull it back and go again if you're not happy. Now we're going to do decreases. So chain one, for a single crochet decrease, I go into this first one, grab my yarn and pull it through, and then I'm going to go into the next one, grab my yarn and pull it through. So I'm going over 2 stitches but creating one, and then I come through all 3, pulling these 2 stitches together and going from 2 to 1. Okay, and then 1 in the next 2, 3, because these 2 here need to become a decrease as well to get back to the same amount of stitches that I had at the beginning. So through this one, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then straight into the next one, grab the yarn and pull it through, and then yarn over, pull through all 3. That's bringing me back to the same amount of stitches as I had in the first place. So I've got my little bulge at the side here where I increased, but I've ended up with the same amount of stitches as this row. There's 2 extra in this middle one, and then I'm back to normal for this one. Let's do it in a double, so you can see. So I've spoke in other videos about my chain 2 I count as my first double crochet. It's still the same instance here. And normally if I was just working back and forth, I would skip this one because this now belongs to this. But because I'm going to increase, I'm going to yarn over and place one in the same one. So there's an increase here. And then 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to increase in this last one. So 1 double. And then 2 double into the same one. Easier to see where you've done an increase in case you accidentally did one, because it's creating a V shape. And you can see the base is both here, and then you've got your separate bars at the top. Not so easy to see on the chain end because my chain naturally curls over a little bit, but the same concept there. And then decrease. Chain 2, turn. Slightly trickier to decrease if you are chaining to start with. So what I would do is, if I was working a decrease, this would just be a chain. It's not going to be a stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the base of that one, the one that I would normally skip if I was just working a normal row. Into here, yarn over. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 and pause, so we've half completed that stitch. Yarn over into the next one, grab your yarn and pull it through. So now we've got 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 3. So it's bringing all of that together. So now you've got an upside down V and this little chain at the side, which just morphs into there. So let's go along to the end. 1, 2, and then we've got 2 more. So we're going to go through, yarn, through 2 only, half completed, yarn over, into the next stitch, grab your yarn, through 2, and then through all 3, creating another decrease. Okay, easier to see at the end here, creating little upside down V's for your decreases.